pollution in Canada, in Toronto, Canada. Okay, so Canada, it's not the most contaminated country in the world. Mostly the more contaminated places are the third world countries because they have the least resources to clean their waters. But it is affected still. Every country is affected. Okay, I'm a finance student, so my point of view in this situation is the use of financial resources. So as we can see here, the most affected areas are the north parts and mostly the lakes in Canada, like also the oceans. And there's a lot of like contaminated lakes with bottles of water because people don't see it as their issue, they see it as everyone else's issue, but we have to realize it's our problem too. We have to start by ourselves. So as a finance, my proposal is to use some of the governmental resources to clean the water because mostly in Canada they don't see it as a bigger issue, so they don't use a lot of their resources cleaning their water, but it's still an issue. So starting by a campaign to clean the water, and also use the 3 R's: refuse, recycle, and reduce. Say no to water pollution, recycle water, and minimize the use of water. You have to be conscious about the use of your everyday water. Also here, start by, like, water is being polluted by a lot of medical wastage. People don't think about it and they just throw it, and like people throw it in the water and they don't think about the consequences. So I think my main solution is to do a campaign and put consciences in the people to use the water and care about it. We have to care about the water. Don't take it for granted. So, like, be careful in your house when you are also watering the plants. Don't use many water. Use recycled water when you are watering the plants. And I think my main solution is to put consciousness in the people to care about the water and care about it in their everyday life. And also, like, the lakes are already polluted, so campaign. Thank you.
Okay, so my real major is not LCE, it's Innovation and Management. So it's LDN. So I'm gonna talk about, well, the water source of Canada, of Toronto, is Lake Ontario, and that lake has been affected by all the things that we throw. For example, all the cleaning things, all the cleaning water products that we use, and all the things that we dump just on the drain. All those things affect the lake. And then something that I found that can be a solution is the PWSS, is the Plasma Water Solution System. It's a thing that was invented on La Viña del Mar, on Chile, and it's about how to make water good again. I mean, it's because it's a chemical term. It's very hard to explain it as it is, but it has to be to how to make water to the plasma state, and that's a way. You're not putting plasma on water. You're transforming water into plasma to all the microorganisms that are contaminating the water go away, and then you remove all those things, and then you can have clear water again. and that's something new. I think it was well, no, I don't think it was on 2015, and it's something that is gonna be very important for us, for all the world, and that's it.
Well, my name is America. I am a student of law and finance. And I think that water pollution is a really big issue because as we can see in this picture, Lake Ontario, here's Toronto, and here's the dirtiest spot of Lake Ontario. And as Ana Valeria said, the water of Lake Ontario is the main source of water to the people of Toronto. And if it's polluted, it makes it impossible for people to drink the water. Right now, these are the main acts and laws of Toronto. And the problem with these laws is that you can get to jail if you break them, and you can get up to 6 million fines. But the problem is that you can get permits. Like you can talk to the government and they can give you a permit to break those laws. And so my first solution is to make those permits more strict so that people can pollute the water. And even though the government has made some improvements, like making the beaches of Toronto more swimmable, there's still a lot of pollution, and if we don't do anything, the government is not going to make things work. So another solution is to put a demand so the government starts to improve the pollution in Toronto.
This is the vetiver grass. This grass is a tolerant grass that can be planted in a lot of spaces because of his structure. They can resist frost, driest climate, a lot of things. And they put this is like a mark of bamboo, and in the mark they put a net of a rope to make the grass float in the water, and to make the roots increase in size. All the roots absorb a lot of heavy metal like mercury, sodium, salt. The plant can resist a lot of that heavy metals to increase and clean the water. It's a lot cheaper and lot faster to use than seaweed, and it is a lot of very alternative to make a plant, because to make a plant you need to cut a forest, make the industry and all of that. This type of cleaning water is used in Australia, China, Queensland, I think. It's used here in Sierra Pichones to clean the water that is polluted because of the industry. It's a nature-friendly type of use for the plants. Thank you.
My name is Carlos, and as a medicine student, I think the most important thing is to make society conscious about the risk and the potential danger that the consumption of polluted water can cause to its health. In polluted water can grow a lot of microorganisms like bacteria and parasites that are the reason for many diseases like cholera, that is disease that cause nausea, vomit, and diarrhea, that without the proper treatment it can consequently finish in death. Also, another disease is typhoid fever, that this can evolve into a heart disease and be mortal. And all these waterborne disease can be transmitted by drinking contaminated water or by eating food that are say irrigated with this polluted liquid. And in conclusion, I think it's important to educate people and teach them the proper way to disinfect the food that they eat in order to kill the pathogens that are present. Also, it will be good that government will be able to provide a clean drinking water, and with this, because of this, we will be improve the people's health.
Well, I think it's important, before we start speaking about water pollution, I think we need to see the causes of what makes it happen. Most of the causes that have been said during these presentations are industrial pollutants or city pollutants, but we need to take into consideration that some of the pollutants, such as the case that we found in Toronto, was construction means that we used before. Such as, well, in my case, I talked about contamination of lead in tap water. Before the 1950s, the construction sector in all North America and all the late world used lead pipes to transport the fluids from the city into the houses. And most of the houses, being Canada, such an old country, still contain lead pipes on them. A little bit of introspection in the lead. It's one of the heaviest metals in the carbon family, and it reacts easily with oxygen, forming salts that affect us in the body because we cannot process lead in very large concentrations. So there are two problems here. The problem of the houses, the private sector, where people receive not so contaminated water into their houses, and through the pipes inside their house they receive lead, which they later consume. So we need, first of all, a way to clean the private sector, and second of all, a way to clean the public sector. The public sector, because it takes into consideration a much larger amount of water, and its cleaning process, such as this, my proposal, is lead is dissolved in water because it has high solubility on it. So the way to fix that problem is adding a coagulant factor that isolates the lead atoms in the solution and makes them precipitate on their, such as when you make Gatorade in water and you add too much Gatorade and most of it sticks to the bottom of the glass because it doesn't dissolve in the solution. Well, that would happen with the lead in a huge mass of water. In a more private sector, such as houses, a very easy solution is to provide filters for houses, such as Toronto government is doing. There are lots of studies that prove that a concentration of lead in some of the oldest countries of the world is very high in houses because of the pipes. And in the special case of Toronto, well, normal concentrations vary between 10 and 20 parts per billion. And in Toronto, some of the houses that they made the studies in, they saw that the concentration of lead went up to 2,000 parts per billion, which is a lot for your body to tolerate. So the solutions are very easy, and people are already taking part in it. So I think the way that Toronto is cleaning, well, it's managing this problem has been a good one so far, but there is a lot of there's a long road ahead of them because the concentration is still very high.